Hey everyone, Seth Campbell here. Welcome back to Segway Plays The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. In the last episode, we sailed south from Dragon Roost Island, learned about the fishmen who live in the sea and will fill out our sea chart for us, followed a treasure chart to a totally useless piece of treasure because I already had the maximum number of rupees. In this episode, we are going to start where we arrived, at the Forest Haven. We need to seek out the Deku tree, which should sound familiar to Zelda fans. First things first, though, this post box appears to be trying to get our attention. Good morning. It's like Al Caprellian. I don't know if any of you guys remember him. Letters for Link. We have one letter. Here is your letter. To my son's superior. Thank you very much for looking after my boy. This isn't much, but I hope you'll accept it all the same. I politely request your continued kindness towards my son, Kashiko, Beto's mother. You got a piece of heart. That is the fourth piece, completing another heart container. Your life energy is increased by 1 heart. That is not the letter I was expecting to get. I guess you don't get another one until later. But anyway, yes, that is what that whole mail sorting nonsense was all for. If you impress the new hire, he will tell his mother about you, and his mother will send you a piece of heart. I don't know what I'm supposed to make of that, honestly, but it happened to be our fourth piece of heart, which means we got another addition to our stamina meter, so that's now 5 hearts. Now as we go forward, oh boy. Now that may look... Oh no. Yes, we've gotten eaten. Now, this may look familiar to Zelda fans of other games. You know, plant that comes out of the ground and tries to eat you, but it is not, in fact, a Deku Baba. In this game, it is a Boko Baba, and they give us Boko Baba seeds. You can keep it in your spoils bag. This is another spoils bag item. This is the source of the evil plant's magic. Perhaps if you can find someone to cook it up, the magic can be unleashed. Yes, and they often also give us Boko sticks, which is what their neck is made of. So we're taking their seed and we can pick up and use their neck. Again, with much in video games, probably best not to think about it too much. But yes, these guys are all over the place. So it's easy to stock up on Boko Baba seeds. We'll just have to figure out what to do with them. Now this may look familiar. It looks a little bit different. It's more organic and less ornate than the ones we saw on Dragon Roost Island. But it is a grapple bar all the same. And there is another Octorok, a different looking type of Octorok, but still an Octorok, over there shooting things at us. And what do you do when something is shooting at us? You hold your shield up to it and bounce it back at them, because again, that's how physics works. So that Octorok won't be bothering us anymore. Now, as you can see, the current in the water here is pretty strong, so we don't want to fall in. These orbs. We can go down here. There's another one. I guess this is just sort of if you know, safety net if we fall, but we can get another seed, hopefully, from this guy. Yes, indeed. And then we jump, climb, and there is another... Oh, we can't reach it yet. Yes, okay, we have to jump once more. Oh, no! No. Okay. that didn't go as planned. Okay, yeah, so we have to make another jump first. There's another Octorok. I really like the music here too. Like, interestingly, that like the lead synth has sort of like a bagpipe sound to it almost. So you think, okay, Scottish or Celtic, which is my own heritage, which of course I love Scottish, Irish music. But there's also melodically, and then with the sort of almost sitar sound, sort of an East Indian type of feel to it, or East Asian Indian feel to it. Even more so in here. Particularly with the the drum sounds, it kind of sounds a bit like a tabla. This is the Forest Haven, and as you'll remember, incidentally, we were told that the Forest Haven is where a certain type of firefly lives that can capture color pictographs. And now you might be thinking these little things you're seeing are those fireflies, but they're not. And at the moment, we can't go back to Windfall anyway, so I'm not going to bother. Well, I'm going to guess that this is the Deku tree we're looking for. Ugh. I mean, I've struggled with acne in my life, but fortunately it never grew to a sentient point. Now, to knock them off, of course, you roll into the tree and go crazy. The green choo-choos will take 2 hits, and they drop, of course, green chew jelly. Keep it in your spoils bag. This is another, again, can't be used in its current form, much like the red choo-choo, red chew jelly, but we know someone who would probably be very, very interested in this. It's my best Artie Johnson. Artie Johnson via Chris Berman, I guess. But
I must apologize. I was in error. I saw your clothing, and suddenly I felt a longing for an age gone by. That longing caused the ancient tongue to pass my lips. I am the guardian spirit of this forest haven, the Deku tree. I owe you my thanks for your aid in ridding me of those foul creatures. Tell me, was it not the King of Red Lions, the boat who speaks, who led you to this place? So it is true. And you have come here because you have need of the Pearl of the Goddess? I see. I knew there was a reason the monsters had begun to congregate in the regions around my wood. Now I understand it. He has returned. Ganon has returned. In that case, we must make haste. Koroks, little children of the woods, this traveler is not your enemy. Let your hearts be at ease, and show yourselves.
what do you call yourself? Link? Well then, Link. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought those were the Koroks speaking.
Well, Lynx, these are the Koroks, the spirits of the forest. Once upon a time, long ago, the Koroks took on human forms, but when they came to live on the sea, they took these shapes. Now they fear people, but to me, they will ever be my cherished little children. As it happens, You have come just in time for a ceremony that the Koroks hold but once every year. It is about to begin. I shall grant the pearl to you once their ceremony is complete. I must apologize for the brief delay, but if the ceremony is not completed soon, an ill fate could befall us. So, let it begin. Are you ready, my children?
We are not! Oh, great Deku Tree! Something terrible has happened! It is my car! My car!
What is the matter, Linder? You and Makar are always late.
No, it is not that! Oh, great Deku Tree! My car fell into the Forbidden Woods!
What? The Forbidden Woods?
I told him to be careful, but still my car flew above the Forbidden Woods, and as he drew close to it...
Foolish little Makar. Link, you have heard all this? The Forbidden Woods are right beside the hallowed island near our forest haven. Those woods, the whole region is a vile place that is home to evil beasts. And now it seems they have taken a child of the forest named Makar. Your presence here is no mistake, I deem. The King of Red Lions likely expects great deeds of you. It is why he brought you here. I am sorry to ask this of you, but can you go rescue young Makar for me?
But, the great Deku Tree, people cannot fly through the air.
Ah yes, thank you, child. You are right. It is not possible to enter those woods from the sea, is it? Link, I would guess from your size that you are heavier than my Korok children. Yet I think we still may be able to solve this dilemma. We may still be able to solve this dilemma. You must use the item that I shall bestow upon you and fly through the sky.
That sounded unpleasant.
Forgive me, Link, but could you climb up to my crown and get the leaf from up there?
Okay, we are going to need to get that leaf, it seems. And that will somehow enable us to fly to the forest to the Forbidden Woods from here. Now, let's see. What is this here? Let's see. Do you know about this flower? It's called a Baba Bud. You can stand in front of it and tilt the control stick forward to jump into it. Baba Buds have this peculiar habit of shooting you up into the air after you jump into them. So you can use them to jump up into hard-to-reach places. Yep, this is basically some extreme platforming here. These things will shoot you into the air, and you want to tilt the control stick in the direction of the next one. The game is a little forgiving. As you saw, I was kind of a little bit to the left of the one I was aiming for there. Now, the whole Koroks took on human forms. We're going to talk about the evolution of the Koroks later on in this game as well. But in the meantime, there's a little bit of foreshadowing, because if you listen closely to the music here, and I'll be quiet during the next patch of jumps so you can listen, there are hints of the Kokiri Forest theme as well as Saria's song. I never known how to pronounce it. Wow, you're quite good at that, Mr. Knight. Just keep doing that until you get all the way to the top. If you shoot out facing the wrong direction, don't panic. If you don't tilt the control stick in any direction, you'll land safely back in the Baba Bud. Okay, now I'll give you a chance to listen to the music. So did you hear it? The little do 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 do. As well as the do 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 do. I'll say it again. Koji Kondo, you are a genius. But we are here to get this leaf. You got the Deku leaf. Set it to and use it with YZ or X. Plant your feet on the ground and use it to blow blasts of air at objects and enemies. You can also jump in the air and use your magic power to drift on the currents of the wind. Swordsman, over here. Please, you must fly from over there to here using your Deku leaf. Yes, as you can see, there are more places we can go. We can go a little higher, but I am not going to do that right now. Because there's an arrow pointing that way, and... Oh no! Oh no! I got the sail and the Deku leaf mixed up there. I blame Breath of the Wild, because, you know, you have this sort of sailcloth thing, and you can use that. Okay. I'll meet you back up there. Ow. Okay. Let's try that again. We are flying. Fly like an eagle to the sea. Very good, Mr. Swordsman. You've already mastered using the Deku leaf. But since you're so much heavier than we are, you can't fly very far, can you? How unfortunate. Well, anyways, this is the exit that leads to the Forbidden Woods, where our brother Makar is being held. Please take care of Makar. Okay, so it doesn't explain it to you, I guess, but flying with the Deku leaf uses magic power. You may notice the little green bar that is now beneath our stamina bar. That is our magic power. And we can get magic potions, small and large variety, by cutting grass like that, and it refills our magic bar. Well, that looks like it would be the Forbidden Woods over there. So, we have to get over there. Congratulations, Swordsman. It appears you've finally gotten the Deku leaf. That eerie-looking island over there is home to the Forbidden Woods. Makar is trapped somewhere within there. You'll have to float over to the entrance from here using your Deku leaf. But... okay, oh no, it's not saying it. When you're flying with the Deku leaf, you're at the mercy of the wind. If the wind can't carry you there, you'll fall into the sea before you land. If only the wind were blowing in the right direction to carry you there. Well, that's something we might actually be able to manage. Now, this is the kind of moment where I really, really prefer the original game to the HD remaster and the way it handles the wind direction like I was talking about before. Because in this case, you can make Link face where you want to go. And you point the wind in the direction that he is facing. Couldn't be simpler. However, if you didn't, otherwise you'd have to look and see that, okay, that is southwest, and that's facing south, and then move just around the circle until you got there instead of just pushing the control stick down and to the left. I really wish they hadn't changed that, because there's so much about the HD remaster that I prefer. But that's not it. Now, can you make it all the way? You can make it all the way to this first island here. There we go. Nice. See if we can't... yeah, there we go. Refill the magic a little bit. Now we talk to this guy. Nice job, Swordsman. It looks like you're already mastered using your Deku leaf. You're a quick study. The first thing you should do is cut the grass around here to replenish your magic power. There we go. The entrance to the Forbidden Woods is on a much higher level than the entrance to our forest haven. In order to get up to such a high place, you'll have to catch the swirling updraft. Can you see the updraft, Swordsman? The updrafts around here move swiftly. You'll have to time your jump just right so that the wind will fill your Deku leaf and carry you into the updraft, giving you the lift you need. Once you're floating on high, just let the wind take you to the entrance to the woods. Yes, this is sort of ramping up the difficulty a little bit, and it can be difficult to do, honestly. And I know I'm not the only one who has trouble with this. I've seen family members playing this game have trouble with this. I've seen friends have trouble with this. Not necessarily like this specific moment, but getting into the updrafts. Particularly when you're very high up, because it's hard to tell exactly where they are. And a lot of times you'll think you're jumping straight into it and miss it just slightly. Kind of like I did with the boat when I was trying to sail into one of them. But, let's see, where is it? There it is, okay. Can I catch it? Because you need to catch it. Looking down with the C-stick I find to be a tremendously helpful thing. So in this case, it worked on the first try, but you do not want to get hit by these guys, because if you do, you will fall straight into the ocean. Not good. But that worked so good, and here we are. And no, we can't light these torches. I know I said the rule is unlit torch. Ow! Unlit torch, you need to light it, but we can't do that here. They will be lit if you happen to arrive here at nighttime. Now, the Deku Leaf can also be useful in defeating certain enemies, like those guys. They are this game's incarnation of Peahats. You can blow them away, and they will lose their power of flight, and they will land on the ground, at which point you can attack them. Of course, that one landed much further down than we are, so we couldn't. But if we go through here, we are in
the Forbidden Woods.
Not to be confused with the Forbidden Forest, like I did many times as a kid. So let's see what we're dealing with here. Well, first thing is a couple of green choo-choos. Now, you hear those noises, like when the choo-choos are far away, you know. That is not just nonsense. That is, and I will try to either layer the sound into this video or put a link to it in the description. That is the sped up and reversed sound of two men arguing in Japanese. And I believe at one point one says, "Well, at least I'm not going bald," in Japanese. So, yeah, I'll see if I can layer that audio in. If I can't, I will put a link in the description to a place that will break it down and explain what it is you're hearing. But yeah, so they took that audio, sped it up, reversed it, and that is the sound that choo-choos make when they're just moving around. The more you know. But anyway, here is a dungeon map in the first chest in the first room. That is very helpful to get that very early on. So we will not be flying blind here. Oh, looks like I missed some green chew jelly. And there is the green cauldron. So we know that when we are able to warp back to a place, this is where that place will be. Now, there's this thing on the door. And we can't seem to reach it. It seems to be controlling these vines. So, okay, we can try to cut the vines, but they just regrow. And when we get too close, it closes and protects itself. So, what can we use? Well, the choo-choos are gone. There's this thing over here. I don't know if... I think this is supposed to be a Deku nut. which we've seen in different forms in other games. But as you pick it up off its spot, it will begin to disintegrate. It won't last forever. As you can see, the cracks starting to appear. But you can throw that from enough of a distance. I don't know why that works and the grappling hook does not, but there you have it. And, well, this is creepy. Spiky plant tentacles are all over this room. Not great. Well, let's go down to the bottom floor and start down there. There's another one of those weird plant eyeball things being protected by a bunch of tutus. Of course, much like its brethren, it closes up when we get close. So once again, we'll have to find an alternative method to defeat it. And there are also Boko Babas down here. Ow. Not anymore. Not anymore. As Inspector Clouseau once said. That was the Pink Panther Strikes Again, I want to say. Which, to my mind, of the movies that Peter Sellers was in from beginning to end, is probably my least favorite of the Pink Panther ones. It's too weird, and by the end of it, like by the next movie, basically everything's been retconned. So yeah, but we have Boko sticks, and this much is in common with Breath of the Wild. If we burn these piles of dead leaves by setting down our flaming Deku stick in them, well, yeah, we burn them and they give us things. Let's see, what do we got up here? Well, my Deku stick went out. Ooh, a fairy. No! Come on! That's the third one. Okay. Okay, fairies. This means war. But plants are flammable, so even if this guy's closed up, we can set him on fire. And get another Knight's Crest. That is handy. These are good to get when you can. They will pay dividends. Like many spoils bag items will. Okay, there's one last pile of leaves down there. Maybe it'll give me one more shot at a fairy. Fairies! It's funny I referenced Fairly Odd Parents. I was thinking just yesterday that the if you were to look, Fairly Odd Parents, much like SpongeBob, you know, so great in the early years and has been reduced to just ridiculousness. But look up the episode, The Secret Origins of Denzel Crocker, and assuming it's all like in one video, however you're watching it, like jump to 14 minutes 49 seconds into the episode, and the line you hear is essentially kind of a summary of my existence. Now, anyway, as you see, you can engage the Deku leaf at the top. Oh, okay, yeah, not good. But you can engage the Deku leaf at the top of the arc after being spit out by the Baba Bud and extend your flight. And it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to be quite so precise in your aim as long as you have enough height. Now, you'll also notice that landing in a Baba Bud replenishes a small portion of your magic energy. So if you've run out, you basically just drop yourself in a Baba Bud and wait until that's the one I'm supposed to be going for over here, and let it launch you a few times, and thus your magic will be replenished. Cool, huh? Okay, yeah, I see how this is supposed to go. So yeah, watch out. Oh, come on. So yeah, spiked tentacle plant things are not your friend. Avoid them. Okay, and we have made it to, well, if not the outright top of the room, then the door, the next door in the room, I guess. There's still a slightly higher portion, but there's another one of those things on the door, and where there does not seem to be a Deku nut, there is at least a bomb flower, and if we learned anything from the bottom floor of this room, those plant things are flammable, which means they are probably also bombable. And there we go. I'm not sure if you have to plant the bomb and get it? And then walk away so that the eye opens when you hit it. I did that just to be safe. I didn't think of it until after I'd done it. So you can try, if it's not working for you, try that. Let's see, what can I get at the very top of this room? Yes, well, here is another one of these plants, but here we don't have anything that we can do. There's nothing to use here. And this, again, goes back to something I said earlier, which is, if there doesn't seem to be anything you can do, come back later. Now you'll notice that Baba Bud looked a little different. That's because there is still a Deku Baba, or Boko Baba, inside it. And certain Boko Babas, when you defeat them, will be replaced with Baba Buds, which is handy. Little joy pendants in the pot there. I think that's always there. Yeah, because I don't think those are just like randomly strewn across. And there are these little rupee trees, I guess. But, of course, my rupees are full, so I'm not going to bother getting them right now. I am just going to fall down below here. You can re-engage the Deku Leaf as you're falling if you need to readjust your course, which is handy. And that will take us through this door. And again, note the unique door design for each dungeon, which I think is super cool. Alright, I think we got time for one last room before we call it quits. Now, we're above a bottomless pit, so we need to be careful. Now, we were told that there's something else we can do with the Deku Leaf, and that is, while we're just standing, we can blow air at things. And these sort of wind turbine things, I guess, make things happen, like this platform move closer to us. And then... Okay, again, game is kind of forgiving with the aim, but you gotta make sure you get it spinning in the right direction. Can I just go for that one? Would that help? Okay, yeah, I guess that's what you're supposed to do. Now, you do not... It doesn't cost you magic to just blow air with the Deku Leaf, but if you are out of magic, it will be ineffective. So that's the key thing to remember there. Well, we have made it into the depths of... Well, I guess not the depths, but we have made it further inside the Forbidden Woods in search of the missing Korok Makar. So I think we've made plenty of progress for this episode, so I will call it here, and we will resume in the next episode going further in to the Forbidden Woods and hopefully find Makar. See you then.